The television broadcasting career of Fred LaCosse started in a little village in the Midwest called Chicago. While attending Northwestern University Graduate School, he worked as a $1 an hour floor director at the Museum of Science and Industry's educational TV station, WTTW, Window to the World. Then, following a short stint at WLWC Columbus, Ohio, plus 2 years in the Army, in 1960, Fred came west to a booming San Jose and to its new television station. His first job at KNTV was as a $2.50 an hour floor director. But in those days, you did it all, and it wasn't long before Fred was doing live car commercials. He also took his turn in the control room, directing live shows and working with crews behind the scenes. But he was regularly back on camera, working election returns, hosting the annual Jerry Lewis MDA telethon, and eventually working in the news department as its director and evening anchor. Then came the next chapter. KRON-TV brought Fred to San Francisco for Newswatch 4 with Jack McKenna, Fred, and Eddie Alexander.
From the Broadcast Center for Northern California, this is News Center 4.
We may be getting somewhere in the hostage crisis. We'll hear from a high Iranian official.
Live from San Francisco, this is Primary 78, the Great Tax Debate. Here is host and moderator Fred LaCosse.
First of all, we have the architect of Proposition 13, a longtime leader in the battle for property tax reform, Howard Jarvis.
There are a lot of things, obviously, that Easter Seals does for people here in the Bay Area and throughout the country. I want to show you a videotape right now of just one example of some of the outstanding work that Easter Seals does here in San Mateo County specifically. And here it is.
Our crew on the scene captured this dramatic announcement.
Both Mayor Moscone and Supervisor Harvey Milk have been shot and killed. The suspect is Supervisor Dan White.
At 10:45, White actually sneaked into City Hall carrying a loaded weapon, went up to the mayor's office there on the second floor, had a short meeting with George Moscone, and then shot and killed the mayor. Then he reloaded his weapon, walked to the other side of City Hall, and there shot and killed Harvey Milk.
Isn't KQED worth a few dollars of support to you, especially on this last night of the drive? Why don't you make that call right now?
Once upon a time, there was a little broken sidewalk. No question as to who broke it. The roots of this sycamore tree did it. The question now was, who will fix it? The people who lived behind the sidewalk called the city and asked them to fix it. So a man came in a truck, looked at the little broken sidewalk, and left. Finished at last. And the saga of the little broken sidewalk would also be finished if we didn't wonder why it took 13 trips, 18 trucks, and 26 men to fix it.
This saga is not over, because Oakland taxpayers will not live happily ever after as long as their little broken sidewalks are paved with gold. For News Center 4, I'm Fred LaCosse.
Terry and Fred entered into wedded bliss this afternoon at the First Unitarian Church in San Francisco.
We better hustle. We're going to be late for the news.
We mustn't be late
in 3 weeks.
I left Channel 4 News in 1980 and suddenly became aware that 98% of the television that's being done in the Bay Area is not being done in television stations. It's being done by corporations who are communicating with their employees, with their potential customers, and with the public.
Let's take a test drive. Looks like someone beat us to it. Test drive a new 700 series station wagon.
It's our brand signature. Now one of the largest and most experienced private healthcare programs in the world.
You are part of this history, and you carry on that tradition of service.
And now, it's a special edition of AM San Francisco, our super third anniversary. Welcome, Terry Lowry and Fred LaCosse.
Third anniversary. You know what we've done in 3 years? As a matter of fact, we've done over 700 programs in this studio, and of course in the other one over 277 Golden Gate. We have had 3,217 guests in the last 3 years. We've given over 500 recipes,
That's why you've all gained a little weight. Yeah, I can kind of tell. Look at, You know, stick your hand in here. All right. Now is the photographer ready? All right.
Don't miss Fred's debut this morning on Loving at 10:30.
Welcome back to AM San Francisco's Alaskan Adventure. Our destination was the gigantic Mendenhall Glacier. And finally, there it was. Oh my, is that incredible? Look at that. Well, as long as this portion of the Mendenhall Glacier doesn't move a lot faster than this portion of the Mendenhall Glacier, I think I'm going to be okay. I hope you've enjoyed your stay up here.
There's that famous survey that was done, I don't know, about 12 years ago, 13 years ago, which suggested that 65% of the American public gets all of its news from television.
Well, does that bother you, that television is the primary source?
That worries me a lot because I know how limited we are in terms of what we can get on the air.
Find yourself somebody. Find yourself somebody. Find yourself somebody to love.
From the technology capital of the world, this is Silicon Valley Business This Week with Fred LaCosse.
Welcome to Silicon Valley Business This Week, the only program completely devoted to Silicon Valley financial news. Hello, I'm Fred LaCosse from the top of the Stratosphere Hotel in Las Vegas. You really have to be up here to take in the magnitude of Comdex 98. 200,000 people here from all over the world to reflect on the last 20 years of technology and to look forward to the next millennium.
Thank you. Thank you.